Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Thank you very much for tuning into our weekly translation of the Holy Quran class. Today we'll be starting from verse number 103 of Surah Aal-e Imran, chapter 3 of the Holy Quran, and Ruku number 2. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الذين آمنوا يا أيها O you الذين those who آمنوا believe they believed Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, ittaqullaha, fear Allah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ittaqullaha, O you who believe, fear Allah. Haqqa tuqatihi, haqqa, truly. Tuqatihi, to be feared. He is to be feared. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, ittaqullaha, haqqa tuqatihi, O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared. Wala and not tamutunna, you die. Wala tamutunna, and you should not die illa except wa antum, and you are Muslimun, those who submit. Wala tamutunna illa wa antum Muslimun, and you should not die unless you are among those who are Muslim or who submit. Running translation of this verse is, O you who believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and let not death overtake you except when you are in a state of submission. This is a famous part of the Holy Quran, especially when the next part of the next verse actually, which deals with a very important subject. Let's read the first verse first. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون. واعتصموا, and you hold fast bihablillahi, with the rope of Allah. واعتصموا bihablillahi, and you all should hold fast to the rope of Allah, jamia, all. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا, and you should hold fast all together by the rope of Allah, wala, and not tafarraku, divided. Wala tafarraku, and should not be divided. Wathkuru, and you remember. Wathkuru, and you remember ni'matallahi, favor of Allah. Wathkuru ni'matallahi, and you remember the favor of Allah alaykum, over you, which He bestowed over you. If kuntum adan, if when kuntum, you were adaan, enemies. واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء, and remember the favor of Allah which He bestowed over you, upon you, when you were enemies. And due to that favor, فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ, then Allah, He united in love, بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ, between your hearts. فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ, and you were united, and your hearts were united. وَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا, and Fa asbahtum. Fa, so or then. Asbahtum, you became. Fa asbahtum, then you became. Bini'matihi, with his grace. Ikhwana, brothers. Fa asbahtum bini'matihi ikhwana, and with his grace and favor, you became as brothers. Wakuntum, and you were Allah upon, over shafa, brink. Hufratin, a pit. Minan nari, from the fire. From the fire. Fa'ankazakum minha, so he saved you from it. وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِّنَ النَّارِ فَأَنْقَذَكُم مِّنْهَا. You were on the brink of a pit of a fire, and he saved you from it. كَذَلِكَ, like this, كَذَلِكَ, like this, يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ, he explains. Allah. كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ, and this is how Allah explains lakum, for you, ayatihi, his signs. So Allah explains. كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ. So this is how, like this, Allah Ta'ala explains his signs. Lakum, that you tahtadun, you are guided. That you are guided. Now the running translation of this verse is, and hold fast all together by the rope of Allah, and be not divided. And remember the favor of Allah which He bestowed upon you when you were enemies, and He united your hearts in love, so that by His grace you became as brothers. And you were on the brink of a pit of fire, and He saved you from it. Thus does Allah explain to you His commandments, that you may be guided. So here the word hablullah, the rope of Allah, um, can be translated as the Holy Quran, and can be translated as the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and can also be translated as Khilafat. So that's why this Jamaat is, in the Jamaat, this verse is very popular, and hold fast all together by the Khilafat, and be not divided. And when you translate this, replace this, the word rope of Allah with Khilafat, the importance and blessings of Allah, a blessing of Khilafat becomes quite evident. I'll just retranslate this verse. And hold fast all together by the Khilafat, and be not divided. And remember the favor of Allah which He bestowed upon you when you were enemies. So He united your hearts with love, and you became as brothers with His grace. With His grace, you became as brothers. And you were on the brink of a pit of fire, and He saved you from it. Thus does Allah explain to you His commandments, that you may, His signs, so that you may be guided. So here again, if you look at the Muslim Ummah, how who have rejected the Khilafat, they are on the brink of a pit of fire, and they are enemies of one another. Though they believe in the same prophet, same book, same God, yet we see how they are enemies of one another, because of the fact that they did not believe in the Khilafah that Allah Ta'ala had sent. Verse number 105. وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنكَرِ وَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. وَلْتَكُنْ, so, and sorry, wa and iltakun, you should be. Waltakun, and you should be minkum from among you. Waltakum minkum, and there should be among you ummatun, a body of people. Waltakum minkum ummatun, there should be a body of people among you. Yad'una ila al-khayri. Yad'una, they invite ila al-khayri, towards goodness. This a body of men who should invite towards goodness. وَيَعْمَرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, and they enjoin with equity. They enjoin with equity, um, or with lawful. وَيَنْهُونَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and they forbid anil munkar, from evil. So there should be a body of people among you, and their task should be that they are inviting people towards goodness, and they're enjoining equity, and they're forbidding people from doing evil. Wa ulaika, and these are humul muflihun, hum they al muflihun, those that prosper, those that prosper. Running translation of this verse is, and let there be among you a body of men who should invite to goodness and enjoin equity and forbid evil, and it is they who shall prosper. Next verse. ولا تكونوا كالذين تفرقوا واختلفوا من بعد ما جاءهم البينات وأولئك لهم عذاب عظيم. The next verse says, وَلَا تَكُونُوا, and you should not be like كَالَّذِينَ, like those who تَفَرَّقُوا, they divided. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا, and you should not be like those who are divided. وَاخْتَلَفُوا, and they disagreed. مِن بَعْدِ مَا, after this badima, after that, ja'ahumul bayyinat, there came to them clear proofs. And don't be like those people who are divided and who disagreed after it came to them clear proofs and signs. Wa ulaika, and these are lahum, for them, Azabun Azim, a grievous punishment, a great punishment. Azabun Azim, great punishment. Running translation of this verse is, and be not like those who became divided, and be not like those who became divided, and who disagreed among themselves after clear proofs had come to them. And it is they for whom there shall be a great punishment. So whenever such a thing is mentioned, we should seek Allah's protection, and pray that we should never become of such people. And whenever there's something good is mentioned, we should always pray that Allah Ta'ala will also make us the recipient of those things. Next verse word number 107. يوم تبيض وجوه وتسود وجوه فأما الذين اسودت وجوههم أكفرتم بعد إيمانكم فذوقوا العذاب بما كنتم تكفرون. Yoma, day. Tabyaddu, it shall be white. Tabyaddu, it shall be white. Wujuhun, faces. Wujuhun, faces. Wataswaddu, and it shall be black. Wujuhun, faces. Wujuhun, faces. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ, so as for those who aswaddat wujuhuhum, it was black, their faces were black. Akafartum, did you disbelieve? Bada imanikum, after your belief. Bada imanikum, after your belief. Then it shall be said to them, Fadhukul adhaba. You taste the punishment. Bima, with that, kuntum, you were you takfurun, disbelieve. You disbelieve. Running translation of this verse is, on the day when some faces shall be white and some faces shall be black. As for those whose faces will be black, it will be said to them, did you disbelieve after believing? Taste then the punishment because you disbelieved. So we should pray to Allah the Almighty that Allah Ta'ala always make us such among such people whose faces are not black, instead of whose faces are black, into spiritually speaking. Now the next verse is فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ ابْيَضَّتْ وُجُوهُهُمْ فَفِي رَحْمَةِ اللَّهِ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ, and for those who ابْيَضَّتْ وُجُوهُهُمْ, it was white, wujuhuhum, their faces. And as for those whose faces are white, fafi, so in rahmatillah, they will be under the mercy of Allah, hum fiha khalidun, and they will be there, they will abide therein for long period of time. So here, Allah the Almighty speaking, after speaking of those people whose faces are black, spiritually speaking, what would happen to them, and what about those whose faces are spiritually speaking white? Then it says, as for those whose faces will be white, they will be in the mercy of Allah, therein they will abide. Next verse, تلك آيات الله نتلوها عليك بالحق وما الله يريد ظلما للعالمين. Tilka, these are. Ayatullahi, signs of Allah. Tilka ayatullahi, these are the signs of Allah. Natluha, we rehearse it. Alayka, upon you. Tilka ayatullahi natluha alayka, these are the signs of Allah which we rehearse upon you. Bil haqqi, with truth. Wamallahu, and Allah not yuridu, desires. Wamallahu yuridu, Allah does not desire zulman, wrong or injustice, lil alameen, for the worlds. Running translation, these are the signs of Allah, we rehearse them to you while they compromise the truth, and Allah wills not to do any wrong to His creatures. Next verse, which would be the last verse of today. وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَإِلَى اللَّهِ تُرْجَعُ الْأُمُورُ. وَلِلَّهِ, wa, and lillahi, for Allah. وَلِلَّهِ, and for Allah, ma, what, فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ, in heavens, وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, and in the earth, whatever is in the earth. وَلِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ, and to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth. وَإِلَى اللَّهِ تُرْجَعُ الْأُمُورِ, and إِلَى اللَّهِ, towards Allah, تُرْجَعُ, it shall return, al-umur, the affairs, all affairs. Running translation is, and to Allah belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth, and to Allah shall all affairs be returned for decision. We'll stop here. Inshallah ta'ala, we'll join again next week for the class, resuming from verse number 11 of 111, ruku number 3 of Surah Aal-e Imran. Jazakumullahu ta'ala asana jaza. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin wa barik wa sallim. Innaka Hamidum Majid.